everyone, welcome to Vishwa Blooms. If you haven't subscribed to Vishwa Blooms, subscribe now and share our videos and click the bell icon to get all our latest updates. So today we are going to study the chapter 12 of physics according to physics second chapter, that is friction. So first we should know what is friction. Friction we already studied in force and pressure chapter also. What we have studied, let's look at the recap once. In the previous lesson we just studied about that friction, the chapter friction. It is a contact force we studied. First of all we studied that it is a force, it is form of force, and in types of force we studied contact force and non-contact force. In that this is contact force, this is a part of contact force, and I already told in the previous lesson and that we are going to study friction. See, that is a small part in contact force, but it is a huge topic. So let's discuss about it. First, we have already studied what is friction in the previous chapter a bit. Here we are going to study the types of frictions and what are the factors affecting it and many more. Okay, let's get started with it. First, we should learn the definition of friction. Yes, this is the definition of friction. The resistance that one surface or object encounters when moving on another. Encounters is nothing but just opposite. Resistance. Say, one second. Say I have one surface or object. One person is standing. That is only, another means one. Over moving, that means there are two persons. That means two objects or two bodies are there, right, for friction. So two bodies are there. So when he is walking, there some friction is there. When you are walking also, you need to apply some force. That's why friction is a form of force. Normally when you are writing also, you need to apply some force. Okay, so that is also very very important point to be noted. And the resistance that one surface, or this is the surface we'll think. Okay, I am just marking it like this. That means it is a surface encounters when moving over another. See, this is one surface, he is moving on this surface. So this he is applying some force on the road. So this will just give opposite force to it. That means whatever so what is given is that he has to overcome the particular force. Whatever force the road is giving, he has to overcome. So friction is the opposing force of the applied force. See, he is applying some force to work. So friction also is opposing force, right? It will oppose you. But okay, so you have to overcome that, and then only you will be able to walk or write or whatever. So you have to overcome it. That is called as friction. So this definition was clear, I guess. Now let's look at the factors which are affecting friction. For learning the factors affecting friction, I will suggest you to do a small activity which is very simple. Okay, the activity is that you should take some huge book. You will have some, if you don't have a huge book, you can just take some 3-4 books at a time. If you take some huge book, place it on your one table. Okay, table or a thing. It should be flat so that it would be easy. Now you have some study table kind, right? Just put it like this to the surface. It is not equal here, but you have to make just it will be equal there, I'm sure. Okay, on the surface if you keep. Now, yeah. So what you should do first, the surface will be polished, right? Obviously, if it is not polished also, it's not an issue. Okay, so take a battery cell, right, cell, battery or a cell, your wish. It's better if you take a cell. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So this will be the positive, negative. You need not note this. Just I'm showing you. Take. You should put that here on the surface and watch how much it will move. Obviously it will move little far only because it is a flat rate. It will go smoothly, little far distance only it will go. So we'll mark this point as you should make that observation. So let this point be whatever this point is there, no, we'll make it as A. Okay, then now what you should do is now that only same thing, just I'm changing the color so that the cell, this is also cell only, don't worry, do not move it. First place some cloth kind here. Okay, and here will be a cell. It will come down but it will stop here only, somewhere in the middle. Why it is stopping like that? That we have to know now. Because one second. So this also we should observe, right? Let's make it as B. So with which cloth or normally it is going fast? Obviously I will say that normally only it is going fast without cloth. See, if you are putting cloth, it is going in B, that is here, this point, and A is this point, that means it is going normally. Why? That you should think now. See, you should discuss this point. These are very important. First point to be noted is friction is caused by irregularities on two surfaces which are in contact. See, sometimes you will be thinking that some plane surface is there, there are no irregularities. If it is smooth also, some invisible irregularities are there. Okay, so you should not think that there are no irregularities. Okay, some irregularities will be there. On the cloth, many irregularities like this, something folds will be there, no? That's why it is going a bit slowly in that. So first point to be noted is friction is caused by irregularities. First point, irregularities. Irregularities. Okay, this is very important point. That too, one more thing is two surfaces which are in contact. So they should be in contact for sure. So two surfaces. One second. Two surfaces which are in contact. Okay. Now let's look at the next part. So one more important point which I wanted to tell you all is this irregularities on two surfaces lock each other. See, that's why at one particular point that cell stopped moving. So they are locked. That means some irregularity is there. That's why it is just stopped. Okay, that is one more point which we have to be very careful. That means we should be knowing that when we attempt to lock, when we attempt to move any surface, we have to apply force to overcome the interlocking. Suppose one more example, let us take. Now one table is there, you are there. Okay, one book is there, it is just on the table. So what you will do, you are giving some force, right? You are giving some force here, some force will be there. Okay, then only this book will start moving, or else why it will move? It will be there only forever if you don't move it. So some force should be there, not only movement by you, anyone, like even sometimes no earthquake comes, it will move on its own. So that is also one form of force, right? If it gives force, obviously this also will move down and fall down. Okay, so the force may be anything in the any form. Now next we have to discuss is on rough surfaces there are a large number of irregularities. The cloth was there, no? The cloth, whatever was there, no? It is rough, right? Obviously cloths means it will be rough, right? Oh, rough surface. So it will have more number of irregularities. This is also one of the point to be noted. They have more irregularities. I am writing like IR, but you should write irregularities. Okay, so this is one of the point I told you. So the force of friction is greater if rough force is involved. So what is given? Force of friction means frictional force. I told you, friction is form of force. So friction I can write. So friction is greater. That means that will be greater if rough surface is involved. Friction greater if rough surface will be involved. Okay, so these are some of them. Now let's look at more. Even these are also some of them. Okay, roughness, I already told you this. It will be depending upon the roughness also. That means just now we discussed that the nature of surface in contact, so friction depends upon these factors. Okay, these will not affect it. The smoothness, surface smoothness and all, you should be careful. That activity, it is given in some other way, but I have explained you in a easier manner. And how hard the surfaces are pressed together. These are also 2 points to be noted. The nature of surface in contact and how hard those surfaces are pressed together. So that is friction depends upon. Okay, this is not affecting, this is depends. Okay, so friction depend upon these 2 points majorly. So you can just note it down if you want. Do you know that there are some types of friction? So we are going to discuss first one, types of friction. There are like 2-3 of them we are going to study, but the first one I am going to explain. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, first one which we are going to study is sliding friction. So what is the sliding friction, you will be thinking now. Yes, obviously, right? So what is sliding friction? Sliding friction is nothing but when you are sliding some object, like sometimes there is one big box, heavy box. Okay, it is on your floor, some floor. Okay, you are asked to push that. What you will do, you will push it. So it is sliding on one another. So if the object is sliding on another surface, it is called as sliding friction. That's all. That is a simple definition of sliding friction. And there are some points on sliding friction. Let's discuss that also. Okay, because it would be helpful. And when you are sliding, it goes forward, but you feel like, oh, I should do this, like that you feel. Okay, let's get that. The force required to keep the object moving with the same speed is a measure of sliding friction. Okay, so this is one of the measure you should be knowing. It's very important also. And now we have to discuss about static friction. We already discussed, right? So we have to learn some different, which is smaller, which is greater, sliding or static. I'll say you. First take sliding. So sliding friction is slightly smaller than static friction. So I can say is greater than static. Okay, slightly, very slightly. Okay, there is a bit difference. Okay, now why also they have given, you find somewhat easier to move the box already in motion than it is getting started. So static means, like, see what you feel. If suppose one object is there, it is already moving little, so they are asked to push same object, it would be little easier, right? Little easier to push, it would be little easier. Okay, so that's why you have only slight difference between them. Now we have to discuss the friction. What are the advantages and disadvantages of friction? We have to discuss now. Okay, advantages and disadvantages, and it is also called as a necessary evil. You know that yet I think your teacher might have told you. Yes, there are many instances in your daily life where friction is a necessity. For example, you can't even hold anything in your hands if friction is not there. You can't walk, like you can't even light a matchstick. Sometimes friction is not desirable for like machinery parts. No, see, because of friction, our chappal, whatever is there, our chappal, you have some backside, some grip kind of thing is there, no? That is also because of it is becoming plain because of friction, and without that we can't walk. It should be on smooth surfaces, we can't walk. No, that's why that it is specially designed. The chappal, down of the chappal, you have some grip kind. That was very important. In smooth surfaces you can't walk without it. That's why it is designed. So due to friction, that will get, it will become like plain. Okay, so for smooth surfaces you can't use it again. So that is one of the disadvantage. And other one is that machinery parts, some moving machinery parts, no, they get like I can say that they will be effective, no, so it will get less effective, their effectiveness will go. So it should be effective also, obviously, because you're paying that much. So that's why we call, so there are, it is a friend in need, but a foe when not needed. Okay, that is the thing which we have to study in this chapter. Okay, next, so not only this, you can make a list of advantages and disadvantages on your own in your notebook, like rough notes. Advantages this side and disadvantages this side you can write, because in your, and don't copy it from your material. You can just write it on your own, like daily life examples you can give, right? Try doing that work. And what does that friction produce in machinery is heat. It produces heat, which waste, right? It's not required, heat is not required, waste of heat. So that is not good thing. Okay, and while matching, you get fire and heat also, that they are also, that is what I'm saying, heat. Okay, now we shall discuss about increasing friction. Okay, first we will discuss about how to increase friction. So increasing friction, so how you will increase your friction? Normally you might have observed these situations, but you will not know how why they are doing like that. Some lifetime examples I am going to give you now. First, in kabaddi players, you have, I think you must have seen the kabaddi matches, or normally if you play kabaddi also, you rub your hands with mud, right? You rub your hands with mud. Why have you ever thought about that? Yes, you have to think, because increasing friction, you are going to increase friction whenever you are rubbing your hands with mud. Kabaddi players rub their hands with mud. Gymnastic people, they rub with some solution. So they rub with that to increase their friction, to get more friction, to get grip. Okay, that's why they do that. Okay, so sometimes we need to increase, so in that way we can increase the friction. Okay, why we are increasing? Because you get better grip. See, when you play normally, like holding also, it will be easier for them, to kabaddi players. So that's why they have to increase friction. In daily lives we also have to observe some of the things, and you also can make a note, as I have made kabaddi. Okay, kabaddi and gymnastics. Now we have two topics in that. In 12.4 we have two topics. 1 second. 12.4 we have two, increasing and decreasing friction. Now we have completed increasing. Now let's look at the reducing friction. This is a little big part which we have to study. Okay, but not that much tough if you understand. So why we have to reduce friction sometimes? Because to get some smoothness, to move something. See, when you're I guess someone, or you may have played caroms, or you may have seen also carom board. You know, right, how carom board is? Like here some hole, something will be deck design, something. You need not know about it for now. What is that I wanted to tell you is, they put some powder, right? Carom board powder will be there. They will put that powder. You know why do they put? For players, whatever, whoever, they put some, right? Why do they put, you know? Because to reduce the friction. See, if striker is there, it has to move, right, on the board. So for moving it easily, they are putting some powder and they are just mixing with it, so that it moves faster, and they can play easily. So what are these? These, now I have shown you that carom board example. They put some powder, I told you. So what is this powder? For reducing friction, we are using this. For reducing friction, they did that. They put powder. What are those called as that powder? See, in one thing, in one playing something, like in one game some other powder can be put, like that. Something may happen differently, right? So in industries also they put something other things, solutions or something they put. For what are those called? Those are called as lubricants, because they, whatever the things which decrease friction are called as lubricants. Okay, lubricants lubricants, lubricants. Okay, hope it was clear. Interlocking of irregularities is avoided to great extent, because then only movement will become smooth, right? Or else here also, if you don't put lubricant, then it will be very tough to play. In some machines, it is not advisable to use oil as lubricant. See, in one I told you, in one thing, like one machine, one solution they will put. It will be different in everything. Some machines you can't use oil. If it is fire based, again it will just burn. Okay, now, can this bojo is there? No, bojo and paheli will be there. No, they will be asking some questions. Those are very interesting. Let's look at the question. But that bojo or paheli, someone, let's make it as one. First one is asking the question. So let's look at it. Can we reduce friction to 0 by polishing surfaces or using large amount of lubricants? He's saying that the question he's asking is, can we just make the friction? 1 second. He's asking whether we can make the friction 0. He's asking. No, we can't. Never. Friction can never be entirely eliminated. It will be there. If it is perfectly smooth, also some irregularities will be there. So friction is never 0. Okay. Now we should discuss about wheel reduces friction, that is 12.5. Wheel okay, this point, we should discuss. Have you ever saw this wheel luggages, like suitcase will be there like this something? I'm not that great artist. Okay, handle will be there and here wheel will be there. Wheels, 2 wheels, other side also one more will be there. See here I am showing just a 2-dimensional. Okay, now have you ever seen this? I think you might be using also, you might being used also before, also you may use. So what it will do, you can also move that suitcase. No, because it's with wheels, so you feel little like not that much weight, you don't feel, right? Like everything is caught by the wheel, you just need to move, so it reduces friction in that way. Why is it so? Also we are going to look. When one body rolls on over the other body, this is surface, body 1, this one is body, the wheel is body 2. Okay, rolls over the another body, the resistance to the motion is called as rolling friction. Okay, see, if some object rolls on another object, their rolling, that is called as rolling friction. Okay, that is rolling friction. That is clear, I think so. Now we will discuss some points. Rolling actually reduces friction, so that is what the header was, that is wheel reduces, wheel also rolls, right? Rolling reduces friction. Okay, this is clear, I think so. And it is always easier to roll than slide. Suppose you are given one suitcase with a wheel. 1 second. Yeah, and other part one, you are also given same thing was kept and you are asked to slide it. Here you are going, say you are going this direction, here this direction. So which one would you prefer? You have to move this, slide it. Okay, you should slide here. I am writing slide here, slide here, roll. Which one would you choose? They are asking. I will say I am sure I will roll. It's better because it is easier to roll than slide. Slide means you have to take all the force. More force you should apply. Here little less only we have to apply. Okay, so this is the reason it is convenient to pull luggages with rollers. These are called rollers or bell bearings. Okay, ball bearings. Sorry. So what is the relation between sliding friction and rolling friction? Obviously rolling friction, whatever is there, rolling friction, 1 second, rolling friction is less than the sliding friction. So this is the point to be noted again. Okay, sliding is replaced in most of the machines by rolling, by the use of ball bearing. See how much great invention is that. Creating a wheel just made all things simple. Rolling before we used to slide, now easily we can roll. So that's why it's our gift, God's gift to us, but humans created. So this is the definition here, and example is given. You can have a look. I explained the same thing here, right? This is the diagram, proper diagram you have. So someone is pushing so that the wheel is rolling, or friction resists the sliding. Okay, yes. Now we have one more friction. Now we studied two frictions. Yeah, one is rolling friction, another one is sliding friction we studied. Now there is one more friction. Let's look at that also. Yes, that is the fluid friction. Okay, fluid friction. Fluid friction is the force that resists motion either within the fluid itself or of another medium moving through a fluid. There is internal friction, which is a result of the interactions between molecule of the fluid, and there is external friction, which refers to how a fluid interacts with other matter. Okay, in science the common name of gases and liquids is fluids. So what is fluid also is important, right? So fluid, according to science, it is fluid means water, liquid and gases are called as, one second, liquid and gases. Okay, so these are called fluid is called liquid and gas are called as fluids in science. Yes, that is clear, I think so. This is about fluid friction. And now you might be thinking, fishes. Here one fish is there. See, fishes are in particular shape, that is streamlined shape. Streamlined in shape. You might have studied across the biology. Okay, that is the streamlined shape. Fishes, or aquatic animals, most of them have streamlined body. Okay, streamlined body. Clear. Now we shall look at then they are living. How are we moving on? Boats in water. Okay, see, the aeroplanes also. See, the birds are flying, right? They are almost the time they can fly in the air. That is their wish, their gift. So if we also want to fly, we can't simply say like this and we can't fly, right? We are designed aeroplanes in the way how bird is there. This is not the original one, just I have drawn for example how bird is there. In the same way we have created aeroplanes, like wing kind of thing, but wings won't move here, that's all. The engine moves. Okay, like that we created one aeroplane nicely. We are also flying, but it's very expensive, huh? Yeah, so they are designed, they are specially designed in some animals. They are looking at the animals which are staying in those particular climate. Like now in the air birds are there, in the water fishes, whales are there. In the same way we are trying to design the vehicle whichever we want to move in the air or water. So that in that way we can just do it. That is called as making those in the particular shape. That is called as streamlining. Making them in streamlined direction is streamline is called as streamlining. See, our cars also, whichever, suppose you have seen a car or you have a car, maybe. Okay, one car you have to think. This is, I am not an artist, just a rough diagram. This is a car, you should think. Okay, it is made in some specific shape. They have observed some animal, they might observe some animals or something. They have made in, this is also streamlined shape only. Okay, not only cars, buses, everything is made in the streamline. That is, those are special shapes. Why they have made is, they can't just it would be easier to move. And even I wanted to ask a question. Okay, bus will move fastly or car? The answer is car will move faster because it is small and it is streamlined. Bus is also streamlined, but it's very big, right? So it will go a little slower than car compared to. Okay, that is my one of the questions, personal. So this is what we have studied in this whole chapter. Therefore, your chapter is done. Okay. Hope you all like this video. Do like, share and subscribe to Wish Problems. Thank you.